when you collaborate, I mean, because it sounds like you travel a lot, and it doesn't sound like, your traveling's not like vacation where you're going somewhere for a week or you're going to hang out with a collaborator. I mean, you're going to work somewhere, and I would guess that you stay there for months or years. How do you collaborate with people? I mean, I see on your list Argentina, Brazil, Nigeria, Uganda, and London. How do you collaborate with people all over the world? Do you do it online, or do you do it wherever you're stationed? Do you meet people that are also artists and you guys end up collaborating, and then whatever your next assignment is, you find new collaborators? Is that how it works?
You
Oh man, you're freezing again.
all of that you I find people, when I'm in a different country. Sometimes, when I have the opportunity, I go and seek out an artist, um, or I look online and I find an artist, like Argentinian artist that I worked with. It was online. The artist I worked, with from Nigeria, I actually, met him.
How many countries have you been in? Have you kept count?
Uh,
Oh no. Bobby warned me before we started that his internet was shaky today, so I hope it doesn't get any worse. You just froze again. Sorry, but I just
yeah,
told everybody warned me.
yeah, I've been in a lot of countries, some official and unofficial.
Yeah. Oh, tell us all about the unofficial ones, Bobby. um, I'm catching up. I've actually done a lot of these questions that I wrote down. I did them from memory. If there's something that anybody that knows you could say about you, and I've learned this today doing the research before we started the interview, is that you're not asleep at the wheel. You're a guy who doesn't wait for the muse to hit you. You're not a guy who waits for opportunities to present themselves. You're always actively making stuff happen, which is that's the sign of every one of our successful taxi members has that in common. They don't just sit there and wait for something to fall in their lap. They've got a goal, they've got a target, and they go for it. You've also had a bunch of great placements with your music. Have most of the placements been with songs with lyrics, or any of them instrumentals? When you work with the production music libraries, do they hear a song and then ask you to give them an instrumental version as well? And do those end up getting placed too?
Yes, yeah, we've had, some a lot of underscore placements with the lyrics. Yes. So every time, it's usually the full underscore, uh, 60-second full, and a 60-second instrumental, 30-second full, 30-second instrumental. That's usually what we always present.
What's your process for writing? You personally, talk about when you're working solo writing, and then when you're collaborating. Where do you start? How do you go?
Well, it just depends, the topic, and usually my songs are rooted in reality. Whether going through something, or I say, for instance, I wrote a song called Shoulders, um, um, maybe a couple weeks ago. It's basically not asking for a lighter load, but asking for stronger shoulders. You know, and how we oftentimes get weighed down by life, our journey through life, and how what gives us strength, hold those problems, and how we can always rise above, you know, and put things on our shoulders and rise above those things. And it makes us better when we go through those storms.
Man, you're, I don't want to say a deep guy, but pretty deep guy. You're thoughtful. You think a lot about life. I mean, just in talking to you, it's so obvious. So do you write melody as well, or you just do lyrics?
I do. I write the melodies also. Can't sing, but I give a rough draft to the artist in question that I'm working with, and I know how I want it to sound, and then they'll send me back roughs, and I critique them, and then we go from there. But a lot of times, like working with the Nigerian artists, I wanted the hook to be, half English and half in Nigerian. And of course, I couldn't write the Nigerian version, but I told him from the lyrics and the feel the first part of the hook, he was able to come up with the second part. The song was called Higher Ground. So
Is it hard to find fellow artists to collaborate with that have the same kind of uplifting, deep thinking outlook about life that you do versus, more street rap? How do you find people that are like-minded?
I think that light, exists in everybody, and I'm not trying to say, like Yoda or anybody like that, but we all got our positive and negative, but I think everybody wants that, but they think like what you said earlier, they see that may work from what is projected, in the mainstream. They think this will work, but when you kind of like sit down and you talk to some of the younger artists, they they want to see a better world. They want a better way of life, but um, money motivates them. Not all, but most. Money motivates. And I always say that the money would come. You don't be motivated by the money. Because if you're motivated by the money, you do anything for it. So that's you know that's where that gray area lies. For a lot of the young artists. But like I said, talking to them, collabing with them, and I like to collab, with those type of artists because they hear what I got, what I bring to the table, and it'll make them want to do something different for that particular song. And I'm like, just balance it out, and that's what I do.
Sorry, didn't mean to step on you. There's a little delay. Have you collaborated with any of your fellow taxi members yet?
No, I would love to. If any of them hear this, I definitely would like to collab with fellow taxi members.
Well, I hope that that members that watch this reach out to you, because I would say 50% of the deals and placements that happen now for taxi members happen as a result of collaborations. And oftentimes those are friendships that are started at the road rally or people hanging out in the chat room on Taxi TV or on our forum. Yeah, actually, you should go to our forum at forums.taxi.com and post up in the collaboration corner section, just saying, you've had quite a bit of success and you're looking for collaborators. I don't think you'll have a hard time finding them at all. And I think you'll be quite amazed how many incredibly talented members there are. I'm amazed, and I've owned the company for 30 years. It just keeps getting better and better every year. We sit in the office going, this is good. This is incredibly good. It used to be the gems were fewer and farther between 20 years ago or more. And every year it gets better. And now we're like this renaissance period where we're just hearing great music all the time, and all of us that work at Taxi are really happy about that and proud of it. Music supervisors and music libraries generally prefer universal lyrics that are kind of general and non-specific. Rap is an art form. The lyrics are often incredibly specific because it's somebody oftentimes telling their life story. Have you had any problem with your lyrics being too specific for the libraries? Have they ever said to you, we love this, but can you take that out, or don't mention this place or that person's name or anything like that, or they just take it as it is?
No, because I have like for instance, the library, one library, sent me an email and they was like, hey, you got anything for Christmas, So, we did, a Christmas song. We do sports, songs about sports. Some libraries say, hey, we're looking for, stuff for reality TV, So I still, can be me, writing about, relationships or writing about, conflict, turmoil in relationships or, things like that, that will fit, you know. So, yeah, but of course, like with Taxi, I've had my share of returns, but I learned from them. I learned from them. I've been with Taxi, a long time. When you was talking about, 30 years, and I, when y'all started Road Rally, I remember started Dispatch. I remember I've been a part, and I've seen the growth.
Wow. So were you at one of the physical road rallies back in the early days?
I wish. Me and my wife always talk about it, but because of what I do, it never aligns with October. It never
Right.
aligns, And when I'm home, because I'm away, so when I'm home, I'm home, or me and my wife, we vacationing, We
Yeah.
just vacation in Dubai in November.
Wow. Um, I had a question. Oh, the question was, so did you watch any of the virtual road rallies that we've done online for the last couple of years?
No, I haven't.
Well, next time,
I
you
should.
log into your member page to make a submission or something, look in the upper right-hand corner and there are links, and you can watch the entire road rally. We did the entire thing online this year and last year as well because of
Oh
COVID.
wow,
So
COVID, yeah.
yeah, so now you may not get the experience of rubbing elbows with industry people, which is actually quite common. It's amazing how many people meet over a burger or a beer or something. An elevator, the men's room,
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
standing there at a urinal. Hey man, I saw you on stage. You're awesome. Oh yeah, I want to hear your music. Stranger things have happened. So if you had to pick an artist that inspires you in today's world, who would that be? And you don't have
Okay.
to have one because sometimes it's tough to
Yeah, yeah.
single one out. But is there anybody whose work you really admire? And it could be from a production standpoint, could be from a lyric standpoint, could be the overall picture.
Uh, I would say Curtis Mayfield from an older artist. I
Yeah.
like his storytelling, how he paint pictures, of reality, and Nas, an artist, rapper Nas, similar of the painting pictures and coming from Queensbridge, new projects in Queens, actually the largest projects in the United States, and making some out of himself, being able to paint pictures and show others an alternative route of how to achieve your goal. And he's still going. You know, 30 years later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the artists like that because they're in my age category. So and rap is a young genre. When you compare it to rock, country, so there were no rappers my age in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now you got your Jay-Z's, like I said, your Nas, your Eminems that are still active. Fat Joe, and rappers are getting older, and they are still able to you know dwell and put music out, good music out, and the fans have grown older with them.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
And their life experiences are richer and more varied now because they're older. So they've got more to write about and more to pass down, Whereas
yeah. That's right.
younger
That's
people
right.
have a limited scope to write about just
Limited.
because they're
Yeah,
young.
yeah. You keep it young. You keep it ignorant.
Yeah.
Because you know because they don't know. They.
Right.
I mean, all of us in our 20s, we were just trying to figure it out.
Yep. And you don't know what you don't know. Yeah.
Right.
You think you know. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
problem. When you're 20, you
Think you
think
do.
that you're like a fully
Yep.
developed adult. Then when you're 30, you look back at 20 and think, I was an idiot. And then when you're 40, you
Yeah.
look back at 30, you go, I still didn't have it very together.
That's
I,
right.
I
That's
didn't
right.
feel like I was an adult until I was 50.
Right. Hey, we all under construction.
I like the way you talk. Um, let's see. Oh, I've got a question. So overall, how you've been a member for a very long time. How has your taxi experience been? What are we getting right? What are we getting wrong? What have you learned? Anything that pops into your head?
Well, my taxi experience as has been wonderful. Throughout the years. Like I said, I've learned a lot. I was into sports, and one thing about sports, you got to take constructive criticism. It builds you. I mean, like I just said, under construction, you're
Right.
building. We as humans, we always growing and developing. So it's the same as us as artists. We always growing and developing. And once you think that you got it, that's when I think you headed down the wrong road. Because you're always gonna find things out. You're always gonna learn something. You're always gonna continue to reach and continue to grow. So I learned from the critiques. I learned from the returns. I'm very happy about the forwards. Very happy about the deals. Sometimes you get a forward, and then months later, you get contacted, about something that big FM radio in Europe, that was taxing. That was one of those situations where a song got forwarded, and I saw where it got forwarded, and probably maybe 4 months later, they contacted me. I developed a good relationship, a good rapport with Big FM Radio, and passing through Europe, I was able to sit down and talk with them, and that what helped me get the interview with French TV.
Nice.
You know, one thing leading to the next. One thing
Yeah.
leading to the next.
It's a great example of what I said earlier. I could very quickly tell you're a guy who's not asleep at the wheel. You're not rolling over anybody to get what you want, but you're keeping your eyes open and your radar on so that when an opportunity presents itself, to reach out and take it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I come from before internet. So an opportunity, you had to jump on a plane.
Yeah.
When I was thinking I was getting a deal and had opportunities and radio station playing a song. I got to get to New York. from Texas to New York. I got to get there. It wasn't, you know, social media where I could DM them, hey, I heard you playing the song. I got to jump on a plane and go up there and take a chance. Hey, man, y'all played my song, for 5 weeks. I'm here. Yeah. So, just trying to make it happen, and it's a lot easier now because the world is at your fingertips.
Thank God for that, because you're in Africa.
Yeah.
With all the places
Case in
that
point.
you've been, and not going there for a week for a vacation. I mean, without the internet, it would be impossible for you to do what you've done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
I would have had to fly from Africa. I'm actually in the Middle East right now. It would have been a fairly short trip to get to you this time, but from Los Angeles to where you are in Africa, I'm guessing is about a 13, 14-hour flight. Much as I wanted to interview you, I wouldn't get on a plane to do that.
I know.
That's a long flight. But I would.
That's how the journalists did. They used to follow the rock bands back in the day.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Kids growing up today that never experienced that, they'll never understand it. We've got a 7-year-old granddaughter. She's never seen a telephone with a cord on it. I don't even think she knows they ever existed, One day she and I were talking not too long ago, and I said, so I tried to tell her that when I used to go back and forth from New York to LA, because I had kids in New York and I'd moved to LA. I'd go back and forth every other weekend to be with my kids. And I said to my granddaughter, I used to get off the plane, and as soon as I got off the plane, they had payphones right outside of the jetway, and I would call grandma and say, I landed safely, I'll be home in an hour or so. And she goes, what's a payphone?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. So what are you working on now? Anything that you can talk about coming up musically?
The project that you mentioned, the One Son project that's going to be on the library, that's done. We just they putting together a marketing and plan for that project. We just making more songs for right now. We're with 4 libraries, and we're just making songs for them that they already told us that they need, that they're looking for.
Yeah. Wow. What a difference a few years makes, huh? From now they're coming to you.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate. Would you like to, do you have a website or any social media stuff that you want to plug so people checking this out can go check out your life as much as I did today, and your music, of course?
Yeah. My Instagram is at One Son Zoo. I have a Bandcamp website. It's One Son, ONESON, the number 1, bandcamp.com.
Okay. Great. We'll put links in those, to those underneath the video as well. All right. Well, I've got to tell you, man, I've interviewed a lot of members over the years, but I was so excited to get a chance to meet you and congratulate you and just say that I'm proud of you for doing it your way, and in some regards having a tough life, but rising up to meet the challenge. And thank you for serving your nation. And what a fascinating life. You've lived all over the world and get to write about that stuff. And everybody knows the best songs come from life experiences. So you're a lucky, lucky man to have experiences most people never will. So
I appreciate it. And I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate, Taxi has been that vehicle. If anybody doubt it, you're looking at somebody that's been with Taxi since the 90s.
Wow.
And if I wouldn't be with Taxi for that long if it hasn't been everything that they say it is. You just gotta put your best foot forward, learn from the critiques, learn from the returns. And it's like the slingshot effect. You get knocked back, but a slingshot, you pull back to thrust forward. And that's what a return is. Um, it's been beneficial, for me. And I'm going to continue, with Taxi. And some of the guys, they said, "Oh, you still with Taxi?" Because they remember, some of the guys that I did music with in the '90s. You know, um, they they remember me joining Taxi. But yes, it's been everything that, like I said, that they said it's been as advertised. I definitely would say that.
Well, thank you for saying that. And, it only works out that way if you're willing to do the work. We don't perform miracles, but we do if you've got the dream, we can help it come true, but you got to be willing to do the work. Big surprise. Yeah. Well, Bobby, it's been a pleasure to meet you. Sorry it took so long. And if you ever do make it to a road rally, please let me know. Just hit up anybody on the staff and let them know that you're coming to the road rally. And I promise I will take you and your wife out for a nice dinner so we can hang a little bit. I feel like we got to make up for lost time because I haven't known you all these years. With that,
sounds good.
All right, man. I'm going to say good night to you and goodbye to our viewers. Thank you very much for doing this. And hopefully it won't be like 20, 25 years till we talk again. All right.
Hey, but thank you again for the opportunity.
You are so welcome. Thank you for making the time to do this. Take care, Bob.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.